Hey guys, it's Robbie here, and this is FrekiFitWolf. It is almost the end of 2019. Next week today, we will be in 2020. I can't believe it. It is amazing. This year has really flown by. And as the new year approaches, we always start reflecting. We always start thinking about the year past. And often we start making goals for the next year. A lot of people do New Year's resolutions. I personally do not typically call them that or do that. But honestly, I have learned that I can make goals and I can work towards them and I can achieve them. So why not call it a New Year's resolution? So in this video, I am going to give you guys 6 tips and tricks on how to make a New Year's resolution and how to keep them. And obviously it can be applied to any goal throughout the year. It doesn't just have to be for a New Year's resolution. So stay tuned and I'll tell you all about it. All right, so for me, I am going to be using my own personal New Year's resolution / goal for examples in this video, but you can apply it to anything. Obviously, mine is going to be related to health and weight loss, but you can apply it to anything you're doing, whether it be health or weight loss, financial things, social things. You can apply it to any manner of goals or resolutions. So the first part is to be realistic. Do not make goals that are completely unattainable. My obvious long-term goal is I have 112 more pounds to go. But for me, it is not realistic that I'm going to lose that in a year. And you have to know yourself and know what you are capable of and what you are not capable of. As much as we'd all love to say, yes, I'm going to exercise, twice a day, 7 days a week, and, lose all this weight super quick. It's not realistic. It's just not. So for me, I'm setting a goal of 40 to 50 pounds this year and exercising at least 5 days a week. Any form of exercise is where I have the goal at, because as you guys know, I literally only started adding in activity and exercise a couple of weeks ago, or like a month ago maybe. So it is still very new to me. So I'm setting the bar for that pretty low. It's just a general, any kind of exercise. Like today, I walked 2 miles. Yesterday, I walked 4. So both of those count for me, but whatever you want to do. So for me, my goals are 40 to 50 pounds in this year and 5 days of exercise, any form of exercise. And remember, you can always increase these goals as you go. So like say if I happen to somehow lose 50 pounds before the end of the year, there's still 62 more pounds that I need to lose. I can add that on very easily. If I start finding that, 5 days a week of exercise is super easy, I can add that on, or I can get more specific with that one, because right now it is literally generic exercise. I can make it specific, cardio or distance on the miles or any number of things that I can add into it. But that is where I'm keeping mine for right now, so that it's not overwhelming, if that makes sense. So, number 2, plan ahead. You've got to plan for the year. Obviously, when I'm setting this goal, 40 to 50 pounds, that, if you think about it, there's 52 weeks in a year. So even 50 pounds is less than a pound a week. But I know Christmas time, I will probably gain a little bit of weight. Like this week was Christmas week, and yesterday I went a little overboard. And granted, it was just me by myself, but I still went overboard because of the holiday. I know that about myself now. Thanksgiving, I gained weight. My birthday, probably going to be treated to some dinners, so I'll possibly gain weight. I'm going to plan for that and be okay with that. Also, as you guys all know, I am going to Dragon Con Labor Day weekend of 2020, and I'm not tracking. I'm enjoying that vacation, so I will gain weight that week. So with all of those in there, and plus you've got to plan for those oopsie moments, for that crud. It's not a holiday, it's not my birthday, it's not a vacation, but I went over my points. I'm allowing for that. So I am shooting for 40 to 50 pounds for the full year. And obviously if I go over it, cool. But you have to know yourself and you have to plan for these things. All right, so you with me so far? Be realistic and plan ahead. Number 3 is bite-sized chunks. So if you think about my goal is to lose 50 pounds, that can be a little overwhelming. At least for me, it can be, because it can come off very slowly. I am averaging, 1 to 2 pounds a week, sometimes less than that. And so thinking of 50 pounds can be overwhelming. So what I am doing, as you guys know, I have been setting my mini goals. And when I achieve those, I reward myself. And so that is kind of what I'm saying to do for the next year. That's exactly what I'm saying for the next year. Mine, I think I'm going to reset it at the beginning of the year. So on the 29th, because that's my next weigh-in, I don't want to start it after the New Year's began already. So I'm starting, New Year's Day, or the 29th. And I am giving myself 20-pound increments. However much weight you got to lose, or whatever goal you are setting for yourself, set mini goals. So like for me, 20-pound increments, I will reward myself with something. I mean, you guys know I have my motivational board. I'm probably going to make a video soon and redo the motivational board so that you guys can see it and get some ideas for it. But on there, I have a list of rewards that I plan to give myself. If you're part of my Facebook group, you saw the very, very adorable Baby Yoda figure that I want to get for my next reward. So I have those things in mind, and I'm going to make sure that my rewards aren't food related, aren't, like a get out of exercise free card. They're something that I would want as a reward, as a treat. So that's what I'm doing. And by doing that in mini increments is super, super helpful, because then you don't get overwhelmed by the big picture. You just focus on the little bit. If it is like, say, adding exercise, like I'm shooting for 5 days a week. If it is new for you, set a mini goal of doing 3 days a week. Or if losing that much weight is, 20 pounds is too much, set a goal for 5 pounds. When I lose 5 pounds, that's what I'm shooting for. And work your way up towards that big goal. But keep the big goal in mind. That has been super helppful since I've started, because my big goal has been, besides the getting down to 220 pounds, my big goal before that was to get to the 263 for Dragon Con. And having that in the future that you're looking forward to is a great motivator, but overwhelming because it's so far away. So, mini goals. All right? So, be realistic, plan ahead, and bite-sized chunks. Those are the 3 main things for me that I think are important for setting a goal or a New Year's resolution. The next is sticking to it. So many people start up in January. They're gung-ho. They join the gym. They pay for all the different exercise or weight loss apps, things like that. And then come February or March, they've stopped. So my tips for that is, 1, you knew it had to go on this list. Track. That I feel is super important. I preach about it all the time. It's so important. So tracking your calories or your points or your macros or your carbs, whatever method you are doing, track it every single day. You put it in your app, write it in a book, whichever way works best for you. Obviously, I track bites and Weight Watchers, so I'm putting them in the app. Whatever method you're doing, do that. Do it every single day. You need to track your exercise. Same thing. I use my Fitbit, but with the most weight apps or health apps, you can type in what you do. So if you do not have something that tracks your steps or tracks your mileage, there's plenty of apps on your phone like Map My Walk that you can use, or you can just simply type in, I was on the elliptical for 30 minutes, going about this speed. Most apps you can do that, but you need to track it. And also you need to track your progress. So for me, that is weight. So obviously every Sunday I post my weigh-in video and I track it in the apps, of course. So those 3 main things you need to track. You need to track whatever kind of calorie or point or macro or whatever you're tracking. Any activity you're doing, you need to track, and then also you need to track your actual progress on your goal. And by tracking, it keeps you motivated. It helps keep it in your mind what you're doing, because if you're just doing it, you kind of lose some motivation, because you're not seeing any progress. But like, hey, if you look back and be like, I exercised this day, this day, this day, this day, I got a blue dot this day, this day, this day, this day. All of that really, really helps. All right, the next one is talk about it. Seems silly, and I know a lot of people don't like to share their resolutions or share their goals. They like to work behind the scenes, and that can work. But for me, I think it is highly important to talk about it. I tell my friends what my goals are. I tell my customers at work what my goals are. I tell you guys, obviously, on here, in my Facebook group. It's in there, in my personal Facebook page. Everywhere I talk about it. People probably get sick of hearing about it, honestly, but it helps keep me focused. Because if I am not talking about it, I'm not really thinking about it too much. When you say it out loud, it makes it real. And if you just like write it down, or if you just think like, yeah, I want to do this, it's not that solid. But if you say it out loud, especially to another person, then it kind of solidifies it and makes it real and keeps you thinking about it and keeps you focused on it. So that is my tip for that. And the last one, this one I think is so important. For me personally, I would not have had any success the first time I lost weight or this time around without this one. It is having a support system. With me, it is you guys. It is YouTube. It is my Facebook group. It is just my personal Facebook page, Instagram, all of that. I have connected to so many amazing people, and they give me support. That is key. I can't do this on my own. I'm gonna be blunt. I'm not motivated enough. I'm not strong-willed enough to do it on my own. If I were to, that's typically when I give up. But now that I am talking about it, and now that I share with you guys my progress and get the support from you and the support from my friends and family, I have people on very, very similar journeys that we talk to each other and support each other along the way. And finding the right kind of support is very important, because there is a lot of times, I don't know how to say this. There has been a lot of times, basically as I gained all of my weight back, where people are being supportive, but they're just being nice. Sometimes you can't just be nice. Like, as I was gaining weight, I'd complain, and people were like, well, yeah, but you're so much farther from where you used to be, so don't be discouraged. Which is true, and that is fair. But eventually, I gained all the weight back. So I needed to find the right kind of support. And so in the Facebook groups that I've joined, in my Facebook group, in here, we're all a little bit more real. It's like, okay, yeah, you gained a little bit of weight. Don't be angry. Don't, ruin everything, but get back on track. That follow through of get back on track, get back to where you need to be is so important, because otherwise it's like, yeah, it was just one day. I just gained a pound. It's fine. Which it totally is. But if you continue doing that, it comes back. That's just what happened with me. Not saying it would happen with everybody, but I need the support of, yes, it's just 1 pound. Get back on track right now. Yesterday was Christmas. Like I said, it was just me, but I overate hardcore. And I always do that on Sundays on my weigh-in day, but not twice in a week. So I don't know if I'm going to gain weight this week or not. I'm hoping, I can make up for what I ate yesterday. Basically, it was a ton of spaghetti. It was so good. But that's the only thing I had, and everything was closed. So I made a big pot of it, and I did not plan on eating it all, but I did. It happens. It is just one day. But today, I am back on track. I'm staying within my points. I went and did my 2-mile walk, and I'm behaving. So all of this together, guys, can really help you focus on your goals and meet them. There are plenty of other factors, obviously. Like, I should probably remake my motivational video, but if not, go back. It's one of my very, very first ones. But there's plenty of other factors that go into it, but having these in mind really, really, truly help for you to reach your New Year's resolutions, for you to make them, or any goal in general. So hopefully you have found this helpful. I find this very, very helpful for myself. Which honestly, most of the time when I'm making a video, I'm thinking about what advice do I need? What do I personally need to hear, need to know about? And I tend to find that most of you guys are on the same page. So hopefully this has been helpful for you. If it has, let me know in the comments below. You know I love reading the comments. I love interacting with you guys. Please like my video. Please subscribe and hit that little bell so you know when I post videos, because they've been a little sporadic lately. I'm not going to lie, but with the holidays, things are a little bit hectic. I plan on getting a better schedule as the new year rolls around. That's another goal of mine. I have several, but we're focusing on the weight loss one for now. All right, so anyway, until my next video, which is probably Sunday when I do my weigh-in, I'll talk to you guys later.